Welcome, everybody. My name is Beloved, and you are watching another Beloved Oracle Speaks. Today, I am here with Pops. So, I came across this show on YouTube, and I thought it would be interesting to watch one of the videos with you. I was so invested when I first watched it, right? And then I came across the part two, and it just got really messy. So, I want to watch this with you. What is it? 6 minutes and 44 seconds. So let's watch it and let's just give our opinion as we go along. I really want you to consider, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's see.
What did you do?
I did everything.
Like what?
I had sex with other girls. I did everything. We met in school. We met in college. We met in class, and you really didn't like me.
No, I didn't like you at first.
A couple years later, we moved into like the same apartment complex, and the first day we both moved there, we like met on the elevator again. It was like a reunion.
And then you offered to bring my groceries upstairs.
And yeah, we spent a lot of time together.
Like every day.
I would say that you were my best friend.
How are you feeling inside, Pops?
I don't know. Like when he just said, I felt like you were my best friend, I was like, oh man, they were like really good friends, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel sad.
Yeah, it feels sincere, right? It feels good.
Yeah.
I would go through his phone and I would like see text messages or like pictures of girls. And then I would ask him about it. And sometimes he would lie and just say like, oh, that's not true. You don't know what you're talking about. And he said like, oh, I'll stop. But then he didn't.
All right, I'm stopping. Any thoughts?
So the crazy thing is, beloved, he seemed like he said like we were best friends, but then it seems like he was gaslighting her because she would catch him and then he'd be like, no, I wasn't doing that. So
When I was watching, when he said that they were best friends, and it seemed so nice. As soon as she said I was looking through his phone and I found pictures of other girls, then her heart became broken.
but he said that they were friends and then like when they came back from it she was like kind of like I think she was she wasn't like outwardly weeping, but I think she was like dabbing some tears, so I could tell that she was probably hurt by what the information that she was saying next when she said she went through his phone. I think that really hurt her.
I always wonder, and this may not apply to this case at all, right? Because I don't, you know how they say if you're going to look for something, you're going to find it?
Yeah.
And sometimes people can get really jammed up that way.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying he was doing wrong and she was feeling it, so maybe that was another thing. Maybe they would have had a different issue if she never looked inside his phone. Maybe he would have kept on like, because like one of the things of gaslighting is the person that's gaslighting you is making you feel like you're crazy and you get
Mm,
deeper into despair. So maybe she
mhm.
did it out of an act of desperation. She went into his phone,
Maybe.
possibly.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's see.
One time I went to his room and he had someone else in his room and he told me to leave.
Hey, I got to go back.
One time I went to his room and he had someone else in his room and he told me to leave.
Hmm,
And
that's a
I
lot.
went back to my room.
That's a tough one. I, I
Yeah.
don't think that's best friendhood no more.
Right, but I believe I can see both sides of it also, because if she showed up to his room unannounced, and she just came busting in, and she didn't say that they were doing anything intimate. She just said that he had someone else inside his room and all that.
True.
And even if I'm dating someone, the possibility of someone coming to my house like that's a woman and that we don't have sex, it's a possibility. I mean,
Yeah.
I have friends that are females, and if they stop by my house and, we're not doing anything wrong, if she comes, I'm talking about my significant other comes and starts with some drama, I might ask her to leave.
But what if she just knocked on the door and you had another woman in there, even if you guys were platonic? Are you not gonna let her in?
Oh no,
Your woman.
I would let my so my girlfriend, if my girlfriend came and knocked on the door and I had a platonic female friend inside
Yeah.
there, I
Mhm.
would let her in. But if she started causing drama,
Oh,
like
yeah.
who's this and blah blah blah,
Mhm.
I'd be like, look, well, she was over here first and you just showed up. So if you're gonna be like this, then go. But I'll get with you later on.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I completely understand that.
I went back to my room and I just cried like the whole night. And then I think I went like a little while without talking to you. And then you said something like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it again."
There was kind of a point where things weren't the same.
What do you mean?
Just like you would always go through my phone
Yeah.
or
She
my
couldn't
computer.
trust you.
Yeah, I didn't trust you.
This is the point. Men get women to the point where they can't trust them, but they still love them. And then the woman has to make a choice though, whether she's gonna stay or go, because that's crazy making.
Yeah. Can I make a point though, beloved?
Yeah.
It's not just women that are being duped by men. Men are being duped by women as well, because
That's true.
this
Yeah.
has happened to me. I was married to a barracuda, and the barracuda would, gaslight me pretty much the same way.
I'm
So,
sorry. I didn't expect you to say barracuda. I'm so sorry, Pops.
yeah, but
I understand. He said I was married to a barracuda. What sports team is that exactly? I know the Broncos. They got the
I know it's a
Cowboys. I don't know about I know about the Buccaneers, but not the Barracudas.
it's a
Pops, you're supposed to
long-nosed
get you a
snaggletooth
cougar.
fish.
You're not supposed to go get no damn barracuda. That's not on the list of things.
I know, and she's a long-nosed snaggletooth fish, and that's all I can say.
Oh, dear
Glad you're
God.
gone, barracuda.
I'm so sorry. I'm only
Don't miss you.
laughing because I forgot that a barracuda was a fish. And when he was saying a long nose, such and such, I'm like, barracuda. And he said fish. And I'm like, wait, what? Oh, it is fish.
She's a fish.
Well, Pops, I'm glad you escaped the net
Mhm.
with the barracuda. Sidebar. Don't say nothing. I do not personally think that you should be calling your exes barracudas, but I do not control Pops. Pops is a grown man. Okay, Pops is a grown man and he can apparently marry any barracuda he wants to. Anyway, we're gonna move right along.
If you would go to that measure to, to find whatever, why wouldn't you just leave?
It's a good
I don't know. I
question.
think I was like stupid.
That's true.
How many times did you cheat on me?
I I don't know.
If you had to say.
I wasn't counting.
Mm. So this episode is called Hurt Bay.
It had more to do with me just not being able to commit
Why not?
because I didn't at the time. I didn't want to. I think just sometimes we're not on the same page.
Yeah, I think that's true.
there's nothing that you could have done differently that I think would have prevented it. I think that you did everything that you needed to do.
I like that answer. I like what he's saying to her because that's true.
Hmm.
Like in some cases, there's nothing you can do to avoid it. Like it just is what it is.
To be a good
It's his
girlfriend,
actions.
and I was lucky to have someone like you.
I don't think you're a bad guy because he cheated. I forgave you.
Pops.
Why?
Because you're my best friend.
Because you're my best friend.
But it was hard.
I think we're like in the first stage of moving on.
Yeah.
I think we both kind of accepted for the first time that it's really over.
I couldn't, like, today I couldn't see, like, my life without you. But I don't know. I feel like you hurt me a lot, so I feel like you abandoned me.
I apologize for hurting you, and I hope in the future we can remain good friends and I get a chance to see you grow into the woman that you're becoming.
Look at Pops. The twist on your face. I just cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to hear what you got to say, Pops. Darling,
Yes.
what did you think about that first part? I do have a follow up, which I'm going to bring next.
It started off sad when he mentioned the best friend thing. That
Mhm,
evoked like a sense of like it's gonna be a deep relationship rooted in feelings, and I knew that there was a breakup involved. So I was like, oh man, they were good friends. Both of them said that. So I immediately started mourning the loss of the relationship. Because I
mhm,
felt it before as well. But then there was cheating, and he said that we were best friends, but he was treating her different than a best friend because he was lying to her and making her feel like she was crazy. She didn't expressly say that, but when you lie to someone, you're making them not believe themselves. And
mhm.
you're emotionally abusing that person when you do that.
Yeah.
So he couldn't have necessarily been a friend of hers, a best friend of hers, if he's emotionally abusing her. But he did do something that was interesting in my eyes. I thought it was interesting, and I'm glad he didn't. He didn't validate her worst fear, and he didn't give her a number as far as how many women that he was with and all that, because it was better for him to just admit that he cheated than to give her the worst fear, because it was 100, and she was thinking it was 10, she'd be crushed.
Mhm.
There's just no way around it. So I'm
That's
kind of
true.
glad that he admitted that he did it, and then just leave it at that. And I would have liked to have seen him apologize, but maybe he did. I can't recall short-term memories. But yeah. And then at the end, I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting because he said he'd like to remain friends. And that's why I kind of screwed my face up, because when he said he'd like to remain friends, I'm thinking that he's thinking along the lines of I'd like to remain friends with benefits. That was my take on it, because
Okay.
he's already a known cheater, and he has a stable of women. When he says I want to be friends, I think he doesn't want to commit to her, but he wants to keep her on the back burner, and he wants to, like, when she's doing good, maybe he'll play with her a little bit, and then he'll put her on the shelf for a little while.
Mm.
So, and then when he said I want to see you grow into the lady, she's a full grown lady right now. You're the one that's minimizing her. So I don't
Mm,
know if he's actually. I don't know if he's actually, gotten over his ways. He might just want to keep her on the shelf so he could play with her a little bit.
we're going to bring you forward into them a year later. I personally
Mhm.
was shocked when I saw this. It just it confused me, but now more that you're talking, I have some thoughts brewing. So, all right, so this is 1 year later with Hurt Bay.
I was in love with you. I wanted to be with you. But that's all in the past now.
I hope I never see you again.
I've learned a lot from the video. I learned a lot this past year. Grew my social following, my career, my life did like a 180.
I'm in a good place, taking care of myself, drinking more water, exfoliating. I'd like to learn my lessons the hard way. I'm glad that we did the video. It's definitely changed both of our lives for the better.
I think they took away that I was a damsel in distress and he was a villain. And it wasn't that cut and dry. We both are human and we both make mistakes.
People feel like they know the whole story of our relationship from watching a 5-minute video, which is just absurd and, kind of makes me seem like a bad person, which I'm not.
You're not a bad person.
Courtney was like one of the only people I could relate to. There hasn't really been a video like this before.
Yeah. You're like infamous now.
I used to read the comments and see all the fucked up shit people would say, wish death on me. Being judged by people that don't know me is really, I don't take it personally. I'm a black man living in America, so I've kind of been judged on things outside of my character my whole life. I don't know, I kind of think that the cycle with me and Courtney might have continued. Part of the reason I did the video was so that, Courtney would be able to move on.
So that I can move on.
Yes, because you still wanted to be with me after I didn't want to be with you.
Did I?
I don't know
What are
why
you
you
talking
sit up
about?
here in front. When you approached me to do the video, you were not exclusive. I was not exclusive.
I was
You did your
exclusive.
thing.
I
did
did
my
not
thing.
do my thing.
Any initial thoughts happening in your brain that I need to stop for? I just want to make sure.
I'd like to put out there that as a black man in America,
Okay.
I myself, as a black man in America, I just want to say that I have no idea what's going on here. Like,
Pops,
I want to see more.
when this video started, she said that she's grown her social media following,
Hmm.
that her life has done a 180.
Hmm.
He said they both did the show. We have to remember this is still a show. They're a couple or someone called that show and said they want to do that show and sit and talk with their ex about this thing. And
Hmm.
just like in love and hip hop and anything else, somebody may reach back to their ex, like, I'm going on this show, come on this show and be my love interest, or do this thing with me. We'll both get good social media following and we'll be great. This is what he's saying in a little bit of words. But when they did the show, people came for him and they fell in love with Hurt Bay, hashtag Hurt Bay. But he's like, damn, we imagine me and you say, all right, we're gonna do this show. We're gonna pretend like to be love interests and we're gonna talk about our breakup and stuff. But they were a couple, you understand? So they do this
Yeah.
show. They had been broken up. We're already seeing other people, as he's saying right now.
Did this to get exposure as entertainers.
That's not true.
He said we did this to get exposure as entertainers.
It was obviously a setup for me because I was the one who would be painted as a cheater.
I asked you to do it so we could talk about things because we never talked about things.
What is there to talk about?
Us being together.
We were never together. This is what happened. I order food, chill for the night.
Shut up. Shut up.
What just happened? Why'd she walk off?
Because he said we weren't even a couple. Look, I used to order some food and we used to chill.
They used to
You know?
Netflix and chill, basically. He was like,
Yeah.
"Look, I'm not your boo thing."
Shut up.
Come get some truth.
I'm just wondering if he's like, look, all this play, I'm done with play. It's gonna be real now. Cause his energy is way different.
Yeah, I like it though, because he's like, date you. I used to mate you, not date you.
Yeah, so
So
it's like, yeah, we're close friends. That's like,
yeah.
but anyway. Or could he be a complete narcissist? Which who knows? Let's
Or could she be the narcissist? Could
that's what
she be the
all of it.
cold conniving nut job that's trying to make him look like a nut job so she can get the plot thickens?
The plot thickens.
You're tripping. You're tripping.
Sit down.
Don't tell me what to do. You're tripping. What are you doing? Like, what is this?
You throw things out there like that without adding context to make me look like a bad person.
You
That's
look
all
like
it
a
is.
crybaby right now.
Says
You're
her bae.
crying
Says her
because
bae.
you said cruel things to me. You cheated on me. You put me through hell, Leonard. I want to talk to you real quick.
It's over with.
It
You're
seems
not
like
on my
she tried to
team.
convince
When
him
I
now.
should have
what?
said
She
to
said,
hell
I
with
need
him,
to
I
talk
said
to
he's
you
not a bad
real
person.
quick.
Because you know
Multiple
that I'm
times.
not. Saying he's not a bad person is not saying, oh, he told me that he didn't want to be in a
You
relationship.
never said that.
Never?
You didn't say that. So why didn't you say this last time?
Because
Why didn't you tell me last time when we were here, you were never my girlfriend, I never
Because we
cheated
had
on
a
you.
plan.
Now you're saying
I'm just saying,
all
I
of
don't
this.
know.
Like, what are you talking about?
because we came here to get on.
That's not the case. That was never the case.
It was always the case.
Maybe that was the case for you, but I had feelings for you, and I wanted to know what was going on.
You
I
don't want
had
to face the
feelings
truth.
for you when you were my man.
What's your truth, Leonard? Go ahead. What's your truth?
No?
You put me in fucked up situations, and then you play the victim. Every time. The whole time we messed around, I told you, hey, Courtney, like, I really like you. I love you, but I don't want to be in a relationship with you. That's never what I wanted.
She never ever said girlfriend.
I've moved on. I fell in love again with a great guy.
Look at this spot.
And we're very happy.
That's good to hear. I'm happy you finally found someone that can give you what you deserve, sis. I'm happy for you. I actually was in a relationship when we shot the first one.
You didn't say that last time.
I don't have to, it's not your business. I don't have to tell you everything.
I was in love with you. I wanted to be with you. But that's all in the past now.
I hope I never see you again.
I wipe my hands of you.
Ooh. So look, they could have been a good love story. I'm saying when we first saw them, they had potential until they started whatever that was. Because I don't know what happened, Pops. So do you think it was all for social media?
I'm feeling a little misled. Now I'm thinking that both of them just gaslit me. Because I was
You think-
all involved in I was all involved and I was thinking this was true. And come to find out, it's just a dirty, stinking lie.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Pops. I'm kind of jilted too. I was invested in this damn relationship in the very beginning.
I wanted this woman to get her pound of flesh from this cheating dude, and come to find out she's the shark and he is just a guppy. He got sucked into her web of lies. I want to address this to Hurt Bay. Hurt Bay, you hurt me, Bay. You hurt me by doing this trick right here. I really believe that you were the victim, but now I'm skeptical. Shame on you.
That's true. Shame on both of y'all because I'm just confused.
Whoa. Leave my friend out of it. The guy.
Leave the dude alone. Come on.
Leave the dude alone. He's a black man in America. Leave him alone.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave. Look, Pop said leave him alone. I'm gonna listen.
Hey everybody, my name is Courtney George. You may know me as Hurt Bay, and I'm going to tell you the top 7 things that I learned after going viral. So number 1, your life changes overnight. So my best friend, she gives me a call. Court, like get on Facebook.
I don't care about that. All right, so she met her objective, and that's the problem. That's his problem right there. That little that thing is his problem. If it was all a setup, did he really have all those women? Like, what part was true and what part wasn't true?
Well, he probably did have all those women, but hey, look, I gotta. Can we cut? Can we wrap on this one? I got a phone call coming in.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Guys, listen, I don't even know what to tell you. Pops, he had to drop out, he is just an emergency worker within his life. So when he has to go, he just has to go. Okay. Um, I want to thank you all for being here. And I'm going to look and see if I could find some more info about this Hurt Bay. But they do have 2 more videos about with cheaters confronting each other. And I would like us to take some time just to sit down and look at those and see what we think. Okay, darlings? I will see you all again. I appreciate you coming. Namaste.